are getting ready to leave tomorrow for a trip to Sun and Fun RV Resort. It's in Sarasota, Florida. It's glamping, if we'll be honest. It's a pretty big resort style park, water slides, pool, activities for the kids, water inflatable obstacle courses. We're really excited. So I've got quite a bit that I'm going to make for you today. We have a 3-day, we're staying 3 nights. We're staying through Monday, a long weekend. So a little bit extra that we've got going on. So first thing I'm going to do is a real simple fruit salad, basically just so we have fresh fruit to snack on, put it out during breakfast and stuff. So it's very easy, but figured I would include it with the other things since I'm here making it. So we're going to want about a 1/4 cup of sugar. Maybe like a tablespoon or 2 extra would be fine. And then into that, squeeze fresh orange juice. I'm just using this so that I don't get any seeds in there. Okay, so I'm gonna whisk this up just kind of to make a glaze to toss the fruit in, and that's all it is. I saw a Moscato fruit salad on Pinterest, which same thing, a little bit of sugar, 1/2 cup of Moscato to toss the fruit in. Obviously I didn't do that because my kids are going to be eating it, but we will try that one day. So I just went with a fresh squeezed orange. I've also got ground sirloin browning up back there. Started on that, but I'll explain that later. Let me get our fruit in. I've already washed and got off the stem 1/2 pound of red seedless grapes and white. So those are good to go. Also, I have strawberries, which I've diced or halved and washed as well, and got the leaves and the stems out. So the recipe called for blackberries as well. I thought I had some, I didn't. Joe doesn't eat them anyways, so I've left them out. But please, add blackberries. I'm just gonna get a lid on and toss this. Whoops, once you think your fruit is all coated, it's gonna look like this. Just put your lid back on and chill it. Fruit salad is done. I told you it was quick and easy. Here's just some ground sirloin. It's browning up with salt and pepper. And we're gonna chop up our veggies to add to it for our Philly sliders. So now I'm gonna chop up the veggies for our Philly cheesesteak sliders. So I've just got 1/2 of a sweet, like about a Vidalia onion. And I'm going to dice that up as well as 2 Cuban peppers. So I've browned up ground sirloin with salt and pepper. I'm just going to get these onions and peppers added to it and let those saute a little bit longer. I'm adding a little bit of oil because the sirloin doesn't have a whole lot of fat that's rendering out of it. Just use a potato masher to help mash up your meat. I realized I forgot a pepper. Let's get that in there. Alright, so we've got our ground sirloin, our onion, and our Cuban pepper. Have all sweated together, nice and brown and gorgeous. Just add a little bit of Worcestershire. Add this to the Philly sliders. So these are Hawaiian sweet rolls, the best bread in the world, if you ask me. You're just going to take the whole pack and take it out of the wrapper, out of the box, and then saw it in half with a serrated knife. Take your whole lid off and just set it aside. And then just use a disposable bake pan so you can toss it when you're camping. The less dishes when you're camping, the better. So you're just going to take this. Actually, let me just give it a light spray just so our bread doesn't stick. So put the bottom of your buns in the pan, like so. And then you're gonna put your meat and veggie mixture on top of it. So just spread that evenly over your bread. The last step is to take provolone cheese, got some sliced up from the deli, and just shingle it all over the top. I just fed a piece to Elsa. Was that good? I bet that was good cheese. Here's a view of the Philly sliders. The meat, the veggie, the cheese are on the bread, and now you just need to put your bread lid on. Simple. I've melted about 3 tablespoons of butter here, and I want to add to that some salt and some onion and garlic powder. The recipe called for some little diced onions to be in here, kind of like, you know, like a Crystal's mini burger. But I figured I'm pushing it enough with the veggies for the kids, so we're just going to do some onion powder to give that flavor. And then, to me, melted butter always needs garlic. And I just salted it because I use unsalted butter. So just brush that on top. And then once we're camping, we're just going to pop these in the oven for lunch one day. You know, give it like 10 minutes just to melt the cheese and warm everything up, and you're good to go because everything's cooked inside. So it's a quick lunch. Yum! So this next meal that I'm making is a packet, you know, that you can just wrap in tinfoil and throw on the grill. If you're at home, you can wrap it in parchment paper, do it in the oven, or even in your camper. But we like everything outside on the grill. It's our first night there, so it'll be pretty much assembled, so it's real quick after getting set up and exploring the campground. I don't like to spend a whole lot of time making dinner the first night. So I'm going to prep all the veggies ahead of time, and then I'll finish up in the camper and show you how I assemble the packets with the fish. I have tilapia fillets that are already in the camper ready to go. This is just the veggie portion. I've got frozen corn, and then I'm also going to chop some cilantro and fresh garlic to go in there. Alright, and then just some like thick cut slices of red onion. Cut the ends off first, and then cut it lengthwise so that you're slicing up like half moon shapes. So once we're in the camper to assemble, we're just going to take this veggie mixture, and you'll lay out our foil. I'll show you that later, or tomorrow. Lay out your foil, put the veggies to create a bed for the fish to lay on. Put the fish on top with a drizzle of olive oil and a splash of coconut milk, and then salt and pepper. I haven't seasoned the veggies yet. So we spent a lot of our meals at the Poolside Bar and Grill at Sun and Fun RV Resort, and I came home with extras. One of the meals we didn't cook were these fish packets. So I made them at home. So you'll see here that I've laid out the parchment paper in a T shape, and I've put the bed of veggies and then the fish on top of that. Season with salt and pepper and drizzle coconut milk on top. Then you want to fold up all your sides to create the packet, and you can bake it in the oven at 400 degrees. Also, you can do this again with tinfoil and cook it on the grill on low with the lid closed, and that will make it a perfect camping meal. Of course, a go-to camping meal is burgers. So I'm going to show you how I'm making mine. They're turkey burgers, just a leaner, lighter version. But it doesn't have the fat to keep it moist. So I add a finely diced or even grated onion. So that's what's going in there. Of course, you want to season it very liberally with salt and pepper. I add some coriander. It kind of imitates that smoky, beefy flavor a little bit, just to add some flavor to it. And then garlic powder. If you don't have the fresh onion, you can add onion powder to give it flavor as well. And last is a dash of Worcestershire. So I'm just gonna form these into patties so that they're ready to go when we're camping. I've got cheddar in the camper, lettuce, red onion, buns, and sweet potato tots to have with it. Nice, simple meal, but that's how I do it. Make sure you indent the top, and that'll help when it puffs up on the grill to stay a flat burger. And I also put these on parchment paper to store in the Ziploc bag so they don't stick and they can come out as patties, and so I don't have to reshape them when it's time to make them. So the final meal I'm making for you is a skirt steak with chimichurri sauce, and we're going to serve this alongside steak arepas, A-R-E-P-A-S. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and not steak, corn arepas next to our steak. So it's just kind of an additional use for the griddle. I showed you the camper hibachi last time. I'm always on Pinterest trying to find some way to use that griddle other than our pancakes, which we are having pancakes this go round. Vanilla Greek yogurt pancakes to have with our fruit salad, but we're still gonna get this extra use out of the griddle. So I'm slicing up some mozzarella and also some pepper jack cheese just into little slices to melt in between the arepas when we make them. So we're gonna get started on the part of the arepa batter. Basically, this will mix when we get there. We'll have to simmer some milk and butter in a pan and mix it to make the batter, which would be that of like a pancake consistency. But I'll show you that when we're camping, when I make it. But I'm getting this prepped ahead of time to save some time. So this is a cup of frozen corn kernels, and then it's pureed, kind of to make like a powder. But I did leave a little bit of chunks because I kind of wanted to taste those pieces of corn in the batter as well. So that's 1 cup. And then also 1 cup of shredded, I use Parmesan cheese. You could use jack cheese or mozzarella cheese, whichever. Just kind of helps bind it, but I like the saltiness of the parm. And then I'm melting the pepper jack and the mozzarella in between as like a sandwich between the 2 corn pancakes. So I'm switching it up with a different cheese. Pinch of salt. And 1/3 cup of sugar. And you need 1 cup of, I guess they do sell arepa flour. I didn't try and find it. I'm just using a finely ground yellow cornmeal. I'm just stirring this together with a fork. And we'll finish that up camping, so I'll show you how to complete the recipe. But I like to use these blender bottles or like old Chinese soup takeout containers, anything like that to store stuff. All right, I've got the arepas on the griddle. Those are a little brown, I think, so I've turned it down some. But basically now I'm gonna sandwich the cheese on here and put it on top of the other one. There we go, that's a better color. So the cheese will melt. And then once these bubble up like a pancake, give them a flip and do that same thing. I am making the chimichurri. It's going to marinate the flank steak, as well as I'll reserve a little extra in a jar so we have it for a sauce to top it. More so Joe and I. It's going to be spicy. The kids probably won't put extra on it. But because I'm working with a small food processor, I've done this in batches. I've already finely chopped up about 1/4 of a red onion, 3 green onion stalks, 2 jalapeno peppers, and a couple cloves of garlic are in here. I'm going to squeeze juice from a lime and from a lemon, and I also have the zest from them in here as well. So I'm going to squeeze those in and salt it. It'll kind of sweat out those flavors similar to how I showed you in the salsa, but then it saves space because I'm working with this cute little food processor because I wanted it to be green. If you have a normal size one, you could probably do this all at once and don't even worry about this stuff. You'll be fine. Also get salt and pepper in here as well. Then to cut the spice and kind of balance the acid, I'm gonna drizzle some honey in. About a teaspoon, nothing too excessive. But you need a couple tablespoons of white vinegar. And this is a lot of acid, so you don't want to leave it on your meat, you know, for a few days or anything like that. Here I've chopped up parsley and cilantro, and I'm going to combine it, because it'll fit now that it's chopped, and blend it all together with some olive oil. I've transferred it back in this bowl just so you can see it better. It's kind of like a loose pesto consistency. So a sauce that you can pour on is what you're looking for. So I've just got it in this little repurposed jar to stick in the fridge to keep separate so that it's not contaminated by the meat. So then the rest of the marinade will just go into a Ziploc bag with the skirt steak. In case you don't know, this is a skirt steak. It's going to be packaged, probably folded in half in the meat section. But you're looking for a long, can you see us? Long cut of meat.